how long that takes. You see the initial example, the time frame from initial point of entry to the first instance of data theft, how long that takes. You see the time frame from initial point of entry to the first instance of data theft, how long that takes. You see the time frame from initial point of entry to the first instance of data theft, how long that takes. You see the initial data theft, time frame from initial point of entry to the first instance of data theft, takes. You see the initial data theft, how long theft continues until the company becomes aware of the problem, and how long they're aware of the problem until that victim entity, public or private sector, is ultimately able to contain the situation. And there are so many lessons inside this kind of real-world data. For all those people out there that thinks that crime are so fast-moving, even if we could see it, we're helpless to defend against it, things by and large don't happen in minutes or seconds. Yeah, 33%. By the way, that's your SQL injection right there. And that number is actually dropping over the years. By and large, it's not minutes or seconds as much as it is days or weeks or months or years. Do you know that on average, across all 1,723 crimes covered in this study, it's almost 6 months from initial point of entry to the point at which the victim company realizes they've been hit? 6 months. Think about all the data leaving their network they didn't see. Think about all the devices that were probably on their network that weren't supposed to be there, and you wonder why on earth, or how was it they couldn't see this stuff happening? And I love the bottom one there, discovery to containment. How is it that an organization can take weeks or months or years to contain something they've already quantified? That's shocking. The biggest electronic crimes in history are things where containment was measured in hours or days at the most. And if this underscores anything in my mind, it's companies around the globe. There's no unique jurisdiction or part of the world where this is particularly a problem. Companies fail abysmally at incident handling. The problem is not operational incident handling. It's not necessarily the investigations, and it doesn't mean their forensics people stink. It's the feeds for the incident handling program. So I believe the most important question here to ask is not what is it they don't see coming from their network, and how is it 6 months go by and they don't pick up on it? How about, how did these people find out about the crimes in the first place? We track that as well. On the top left, you have breach discovery methods by percent of breaches. And what you see, look at this. Third-party fraud detection, a bank or a regulator. Someone contacts the victim company, usually after 6 months, and says, you've been identified due to fraud pattern, or common point of purchase, or common transaction point analysis, whatever, as the likely victim of a breach. You need to do something about it. Or 30% of the time, law enforcement contacts that company and said, we arrested somebody in Turkey or Greece or wherever. That person has data on them that only could have come from one place.